Hi everyone! So today I thought I would actually try out some of the trends I've been seeing where there's this gorgeous, like really unique shaped eyeshadow underneath, and you can do like big bold shapes, which is something, being a glasses wearer, I love to make my eyeshadow stand out. I want it big so that people can see it through my glasses. I've seen as it's a bit of a trend at the moment, a bit of a craze. I thought I'd give it a go, and I'm going to try and start out being a little bit subtle with the colors, but then really I'm just going to get going with like my favorite color. I'm not sure if you can guess what it is. It's a pretty subtle thing that I do. Sorry. Yeah, so I thought I'd give this a go, make it look good, make it look big, and see how we do. A trick I saw in somebody else's video is grab your white eyeliner, and if you're doing a new shape, something you're not used to doing, map it out with your white eyeliner, and then you can check, you can kind of erase it a little bit and see if it is in the right spot or not, if you need to go up a little bit higher, or how to get them even. Okay, let's give this a go. So I've seen people some people come right past their eyebrow. I think I kind of want to go, it's really hard when you got wrinkles, because as soon as I open my eyes up, the wrinkles go away. So I'm going to try and keep my wrinkles in place as I map the line down to the corner of my eye. Because you see that looks quite straight there.
So I decided to re-record the audio of this section because I kind of went on a rant about my wrinkles being in the road. What I was trying to say, however, is that you need to kind of keep your eye open and in a natural position as you draw on the shape, and then you stretch out to colour in the lines in between so it looks good.
Let's finish mapping out my big shape. So again, it looks quite cool there. Okay, step 2, try and get the other side to match.
I've sped up this section of the video because you really don't need to watch me do the exact same thing all over again, but the one thing I want to point out is that I am doing a lot of looking up the mirror ahead, opening my eyes, stretching my eyes out to make sure I get a good shape that it's consistent with each eye.
There we go. Again, looks kind of crazy when my eyes are open or stretched out, but when they're closed, just regularly open, you know what I mean, they match. Let's get ourselves a fairly fine-ended brush. Now, I genuinely don't know whether I want to start from the darker outside coming inwards or go from a lighter on the inside and work my way outwards. Logic would dictate that you should go light to dark.
Okay, so it's much easier to watch this in a sped up motion. So what you can see is I've got a smaller brush and I'm using a pale colour starting on my inner corners and working my way outwards. Once I'm happy with that, I grab a slightly thicker brush and work on the middle section with a slightly deeper colour. Now this one's only very minutely deeper in colour, so you can't see it right now, but I kind of correct that later by adding some glitter. And then finally, I move to the outer corner where I've actually picked up a rounded ended brush so that I can work into that shape and get the shape that I like and get that picture and see how I've mapped it out properly. So having that straight rounded brush where the bristles are all in a line basically makes it really easy for me to be able to map out that shape and work my way around, moving the colour around and down as I go to get what I'm happy with. I then grab a clean brush and then try and blend that darker colour into the middle colour by just kind of going in between the two of them and working backwards and forwards. And very quickly now you can see a lovely blend line from light in the inner corner to dark on the outer, and I just have to fix up a few spots.
And even though I had the shapes mapped out, this one is like more pointed and this one is more rounded.
This is just me working on getting the shape to match left to right eye.
Blend this out, get rid of the harsh line. You're going to need to get an angled brush to get that corner nice. There we go. I can try and blend this a little bit better over here. Okay, now we got that one done. To get a different bit of shimmer in the middle. Yeah, oh yeah. That nice.
So I'm working that second shimmer into my second eye, and I'm going backwards and forwards between the two eyes and blending the first and second shimmers together so it looks wonderful.
I'll get one little one. Let's take another sheer. I wonder if I should have used a slightly pinky toned one. This is more an ice lavender ice taupe one, but it's got a really good shimmer on it. It's very hard to see on the camera. I'll take some photos outside, I think, afterwards, because in some afternoon sun it should look really cool. Okay, let's get a clean fluffy brush and do some blending. And again, I'm going to start with the lighter colors and work my way out, because that way if I pick up some of the darker one to blend them together, it's not much of a problem because that's the way I'm going. I'm going to make sure I kind of diffuse the edge of the shape. Right, looking good so far. Let's get some base happening. It's all about that base.
So I'm starting by priming my skin. There's lots of different brands out there. Find what works best for you. Sometimes it does mean you've got to experiment with a couple of different brands. But you want something that's going to help moisturize your skin, but allow your foundation to go on your skin smoothly and stay there all day. Now you can see that I'm using a beauty blender here, and I've got my foundation on the back of my hand, and basically I dip my beauty blender into it and then I tap it on the back of my hand to make sure the product's dispersed. Otherwise I end up with big splotches of colour like I just did a second ago, where you then have to try and blend out where you've put a big blob of foundation on your skin. Always really important also to make sure you are blending all the way down your neck. Think about what top you're wearing. Sometimes you need to go further down on your collarbone as well. Moving on to concealer, got to conceal under those eyes. I always have grey bags under my eyes. It's like permanently there. So a good concealer is necessary. Play around with different brands. You know, don't be a brand snob where all of your makeup comes from one brand. It gets you nowhere. You're better off mixing and matching all the stuff that's really good for your skin and what works for the coverage you want as well. Now you can see I picked up a little angled brush here, and I'm putting it in concealer on my hand just so that I can really neaten up that line of this eyeshadow shape and get right under my eye. Just always remember to use your finger to smooth that out as well so it doesn't look like you've got a concealer line under your eye.
Now it's actually quite noticeable that I haven't got any foundation or concealer in this part of my eye, up in between my nose and around the middle. So now I'm going to have to be incredibly careful to try and get some in there just to blend it out. Now I only need the tiniest bit just to make it less obvious. And then I'll go back in with my shadow blending brush and just make sure that that's blended over the little touch of concealer there. And it's a little touch of concealer. You do not want very much if you're doing this. You want the tiniest amount. Even that was a bit too much. You've got too much, rub it off on your hand or rub it off on a towel nearby.
So I keep working that concealer into those little spots on my eyes that I'd missed. Honestly, next time I do a look like this, I'm going to make sure I put some concealer up there first. Because I like to use eyeshadow primer that has no colour, but for something like this it just really made it noticeable. Anyway, you can see I've moved on to setting my foundation. Gotta have a good powder. Same as there's a few different powders on the market that you can use for under your eyes to help try and like blur the effect of your wrinkles and the grey circles. It's not so noticeable under this light, but when I'm outside you can really see the difference. And I'll have to take some pictures and show them to you. And now I've moved on to my brows. Really had to fast forward this section of video and change it to a voiceover because basically I babbled about whether my eyebrows were even or not for a good 10 minutes, and that's just not really all that interesting to watch. It is quite funny seeing some of the weird ass facial expressions I do when it's in fast forward as well. Okay, eyeliner. I gotta tell you, I was so scared I was going to completely screw this up by adding eyeliner. but I just did it really slowly and really patiently, step by step, bit by bit across my eye. And then, of course, I waited until it dried. How many looks have you ruined because you didn't let your eyeliner dry? Me? Thousands, literally thousands over the years, thousands and thousands. Also, again, not very interesting watching somebody fan their face waiting for eyeliner to dry, I've discovered. Anyway, I left in myself doing this eyeliner because I thought it was important that you see that you've got to do it slow and steady and just keep working your way across until you get it right. I also think it's important to do it after you've done your foundation and powder, because then when you make a mistake, you'll see what happens next.
Oh shit, I just got friggin' black. Ugh. How annoying is that? It's in a spot that you won't really see when my eye is open. And even after I spent all that time fanning the bloody right eye, going, don't open it, you gotta wait till it dries. Within seconds of putting it on my left eye, I open my eye. Thankfully, it is only the tiniest dot. How many times have I ruined makeup with eyeliner at the end? Oh my God. So very many times. I actually think they're quite straight. I've got a random dot here and here as well. Oh, and here. Oh, stupidly. Sometimes it'll just come off with a little bit of a cotton tip, because basically you take off the layer of powder and the spot comes with it. Sometimes, not all of the time. It's definitely better to wait till it dries a little bit, because when it's wet, that's when it smudges. Let's see if I can get that one off now that it's drier. Nope. I don't understand why the spot that is on the concealer and powder under my eye comes off with a tinge of rubbing, but the spot that's on top of a pile of shadow, oh no, I just got it. Oh, yes. I'm just whinging about the fact that I couldn't get it. And I'm like, but there's like a whole heap of eyeshadow there, as opposed to underneath where there's just a little bit of powder. Okay, which brush was it? Oh, that one. Let's just get a little bit more shimmer back there to hide what I just took off. Yes. So happy.
So you clearly see my reaction when I made a stuff up, but then it was like, oh my God, it came good, it came good. Yes. Right, we move on to some bronzer. Now I think I put a bit too much down too low on my cheeks, but we'll talk about that later, another day I think. But I do like putting a bit of bronzer around my forehead, pushing it out into my hairline. Just makes my whole face kind of come to life a bit more. Then you've got to go back to that blush. Look, I love a bit of blush. I love a lot of blush, let's be honest. So I'm like, not quite enough. Let's add some more. Lippy, it's lippy time, which means we are almost done. And add some more blush and some more highlight. Got to put some on your nose as well, you know. It's like, it's a rule. It's a thing. It's got to happen. And then I add more blush. See? Told you I liked blush. I really do like blush. I don't know why. I'm just obsessed. Maybe it's growing up in the 80s. Okay, mascara time. You've got to make sure you coat those lashes nice and evenly. Now I'm going to put some falsies on in a second, but I find that I need to put mascara on first. In particular, the falsies I'm using are actually magnetic lashes, and they really don't stick on all that well if you then run the mascara brush through it. So I find it so much better to do my mascara first, then I put on that liquid liner thingy for the magnetic lashes, and then I stick those lashes on straight away. That's the order I like to do it in. Occasionally I might add a tiny bit of extra mascara at the end. But yeah, these magnetic lashes aren't too bad as long as you don't flick them, basically. You flick something through them, they're going to flick off.
Beautiful. Yeah. Exciting. I love my lashes. I love my lashes. La, 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 la. Okay, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to see if I can do that cute little black eyeliner in the middle with my really, really fine tipped.
Again, I wanted to show you this bit because in a second I make a stuff up and I have to try and figure out how to correct my error. Well, there's a bit on the side of my nose, but doing these little arrowy bits in the middle, I actually end up with them going two different directions. And again, I think it's really great to see people problem solve and try and figure out how to correct something they've done that doesn't involve wiping your entire face of makeup off.
I never managed to make one bigger than the other. Seriously. Just talent. Ugh. See, this is why I don't often do these little lines. Maybe that's why I should do them more often so that I can practice, because they're currently heading in two different directions. This one goes that way and this one goes that way.
So I kind of think about it a minute. I finish off doing the rest of the liner and then go, how do I get this? How do I get that bit there? And I ultimately decide that I need to take off the one on my left eye and correct that one.
Aim, angle. Oh shit, probably shouldn't have raised my eyebrows then. It's not as bad as the first attempt. Not accurate. However. Oh Somebody once told me good enough is good enough. And sometimes you just need to know you've good enough alone. And the only person who's going to really notice that they're the tiniest bit out is probably me, because nobody else in my family is obsessed with makeup in the way that I am. And actually none of my friends are obsessed with it the way I am either. So let's just take the tiniest bit off that one as well to make them the same length. Even that, close enough is good enough. Nobody is going to notice the difference. Particularly when I get my glasses back on. Well, I'll try and get rid of that light for you. Nope. Go away, light. But you can see, let's turn that one off. You can see through my glasses lens, you can see this really big, bold statement eye. You can see the liner all the way in. And that's something that I really love to do. Like, I'm not in it for this no makeup look. No. When you wear makeup, you should look like you're wearing makeup. Otherwise, what's the point of freaking wearing makeup? Duh. But when you got glasses, you want it to be seen. You want it to be behind there. And I am just crazy enough to wear a purple shirt, purple headband, a purple scrunchie, carry around a purple drink bottle, purple eyeshadow. One stage I also had a purple handbag. And did I mention my car's purple too? Because I am crazy enough to do all of that. So I had fun. I hope you did too. And if you didn't, oh well, soz, goodbye.
So there you have it, my bold eyeshadow look that you can still see through my glasses. This is how it looks outside, and you can see that my blush looks like almost nothing under this kind of indirect light. And of course, I've got to show you my purple car in the background. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please follow me on Instagram at I'm a Real Beauty and you'll see my quirky side full on. And you know what? You're a real beauty too, so I hope we can work together in the future. Please rate, subscribe and review. Love you guys. Bye.